All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, I just had this on here while you're doing it, right?
Yeah. Okay, so according to AAA, 42% of people don't know how to change their tire. So I'm gonna teach you how to change one. First, I already took off the lug nut covers. That way I don't have to do that for time's sake, and I already have the jack set up. And back there you also have the chocks that come with your vehicle. That way you don't have to do it. And normally when you chalk up a vehicle, you normally want to do it diagonal of whatever wheel you're taking it off of. And so down here you have your breaker bar with the socket that you need, torque wrench, which you'll need to put back on, ratchet wrench or socket wrench, breaker bar if needed, and got my tire pressure gauge down there also. And this is the stuff that normally comes with your vehicle. Different for every vehicle, but for the most part the same. And so first you want to break these before you jack it up, which I already did for time's sake also. So then you want to jack it up. I know it's what you talk in the background. Right. Then you want to take your wrench. These are already loose now. Oh, they're all broken free. All right, and some other things you might want to check when you're changing your tire is your brake line, which I will show you in a second. Make sure that's intact. If you have a blowout, it could possibly mess with it. And you also want to check your suspension, which I'll also show you in a second. Boy, do I wish I took these off earlier. And normally your donuts, which are normally the smaller spare tires that you have in your SUVs and sedans and stuff, are normally either under the trunk or they have a key release that releases it and it drops out from under your car. And then you take it off that way, which this one does. It has a key lock in the back that drops it. So once you have it off, you just lift her off, roll it to the side. And your brake line I was telling you about is right here. Make sure those are good. And your suspension, of course, make sure everything's intact, nothing loose, brake pads. And then once you get if you have a flat, once you get it out from under your vehicle, then you just put her back on. Put all these back on, lug nuts, which on this one is 22 millimeters. It's different for every vehicle. Some of them are 7/8, some of them are 18 millimeters. Again, depending on the vehicle type, trucks are normally a lot bigger sizes. You want to tighten these on in a star pattern, but just for the time's sake, I'm not going to do that until I start torquing them on. And these can also save you time if you're traveling and you know how to do it. It'll save you money from either a tow truck call, or say if you don't have AAA or roadside assistance or anything like that. Plus it can keep you on where you don't have to wait as long if you're traveling. Now most donuts, if it's not a steel rim or anything, they're normally, I think they're rated about 60 miles or so. That should get you to a tire place or a Walmart to get your new tire. Do the start position on this one also. And then you're going to ease this down just a tad bit where the tire will touch the ground. And then you'll get your torque wrench out. And how these work is you slide them out and it shows you what it's measured at, and you twist it until you get the right foot-pounds. Which on this one it's normally 140 for trucks. Again, they're dependent on their lug size and what size they are, and you just push it back in and you get your socket that I threw on the ground. And then you twist it, and it should click when it's tight. Again, a lot of times when you're on the road, you don't have these tools, so there's a tire iron that you can have, and you mostly want to get those as tight as you can. And then also, when you're changing your tire, when you get your spare out, you always want to check the tire pressure, which your recommended tire pressures can be found actually inside these door jambs. A lot of car makers put them right here, which give them your cold air tire pressure, and you can check it in your manual along with the torque spec and all that stuff. Which this one's about 34, which it's right on it. And then a lot of this stuff can be found in your manual for the car, from the car maker, how to get your spare out, how to put it on and put it off. But a lot of people don't know how or where to check that at, or might not have a manual, so this might save you in a tight spot. I want to finish these later. Again, with the tire iron, they're not the most perfect thing, but they work. And you want to put the jack on the frame too when you jack it up. Except for on some trucks with the rear end, you want to put it on the back axle. That way it'll jack it up. And then you just let it down and you're good to go. And that's the end of that. All right, and 1, 2, 3, 4.